How is it going everybody, Mr. Android here. Welcome back to a brand new video on this channel. Today I am really excited because I finally got my hands on the upcoming One UI 8.5 and I was able to install this early build on my S25 Ultra. I know many of you might still be waiting for the One UI 8 to arrive on your Samsung phones, but we have already got the One UI 8.5 firmware leaked on the internet and some of us were able to install this on our phones. So I thought, why not go ahead and show you some of the major changes and new features they have added with the latest One UI 8.5. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a lot of changes from this build, but there are quite a few changes that every Galaxy user should know about. So stay tuned and watch this video until the very end. With that said, drop a like, leave a comment and let's get started. Alright guys, the first place to start is the lock screen. Although we do not see any major changes here on the lock screen, when I long press and unlock my phone, we do get some new animated clock styles added in One UI 8.5. If I go to the styles section and scroll all the way to the right, here they have added a couple of new clock styles that I think look very similar to the previous one. And guys, we still have the dynamic clock, that is one of my favorite clocks which is already available on the One UI 8. Apart from this, I have also noticed that the lock screen notifications now look a lot better on the One UI 8.5. What they have done is they have reduced the transparency and added some nice frosted glass background to the notifications, which I think looks really good. So these are some of the changes related to the lock screen, but what's more exciting is when I unlock my phone and access the quick settings panel, this thing looks completely different from what we have seen on the One UI 8, and I was able to achieve this look because Samsung finally allows us to fully customize and resize every single toggle and even the sliders as per your need. I just need to tap on this pencil icon and as you guys can see, we now get the option to change and resize every single toggle. Not just that, I can also change the position of the volume and brightness slider, even I can change the shape as well. Guys, each and every element here is fully customizable and I just love the fact that you can tweak and fully redesign the control center however you want to. I think they have done a great job adding customizations to the quick settings since this was definitely missing on the One UI 8 version. Not just the tweaks and modifications you can do, but also we have got some new animations that make the whole UI a lot more interactive and fun to use. For example, if I place any of the slider vertically and then when I long press on that, you can see this nice little animation when it expands into a pop-up window, which I think looks really cool. Not only that, if I swipe and go to the notification screen, here when I try to remove or dismiss any notification, we now have this more bouncy and elastic feel to it combined with the strong haptics that actually makes the whole interface a lot more interactive. I also like this fading effect at the top of the screen, which I think blends perfectly with the notifications. With One UI 8.5, even the settings app has been redesigned. The corners are now more rounded and there is more of a gap between menu items. Even the animations just have a different feel to them. But there is one functional change here and that is the search bar, which has now been moved to the bottom for easier access. In terms of settings and options, I haven't found anything new, but the visual enhancement can be seen in many different places. For example, if I go inside the battery, here we have got a fresh new look in One UI 8.5. And speaking about battery, if I just go inside the notifications and then select status bar, here I can decide whether I want to enable the background for the battery percentage and I can just see the percentage without any battery icon. I also love this new predictive back animation in the latest version. It just feels really smooth. Apart from that, they have also made some visual changes to the device care section. As you can see, it looks more modern and clean compared to the previous One UI 8. Another interesting change that I have found inside the latest build is when I go to the software update. Here we get this brand new interface which I think looks really nice. It shows the version that is running on your phone and below you get the option to check for the software updates. You also notice some visual changes inside the stock applications. Now let's say if I open the gallery app, this is where things get even more interesting. We have got a new pill-shaped navigation bar at the bottom for pictures, albums, stories and more. The menus have been simplified and it looks more modern, clean and it seems like they have taken some inspiration from iOS 26. This same design language can be found inside the My Files too, where we have a pill-shaped search bar at the bottom, and not just that, you can see it's a big visual update with some new animations, and the whole thing looks a lot cleaner compared to the previous version. Even the phone dialer follows the same design, and we now have this pill-shaped menu at the bottom from where we can access the call logs and contacts. Now since it's an early build, we cannot talk much about animations, but honestly I do like what they have done with the One UI 8.5. They have added more interactive animations, and it has that nice bounce and elastic effect which feels really nice combined with some good haptics. Also, the app opening and closing animation looks kind of better compared to One UI 8, and definitely it's gonna improve when they release the beta version. So we will wait for that before making a separate video on the One UI 8.5 animations. That's pretty much it for this video. This is the brand new One UI 8.5 running on my S25 Ultra, and I think it's a major update in terms of visual changes and refinements. We finally got the customizable quick panel, which is something that I'm really excited about, and it really adds that fresh new look to the overall aesthetics and One UI design language. I think Samsung is going in the right direction, and we can expect a lot more visual changes in the beta release. If you guys liked this video, then be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm Mr. Android, and I'll see you guys in the next one.